Welcome to A State of Readiness, a podcast set as a fireside chat with business leaders to discuss what it takes for a company to be in a state of readiness and become a high-performance organization, with your host, Joseph Paris. Hello, everyone, and welcome to State of Readiness, a podcast set as a fireside chat between me, your host, Joseph Paris, and a select industry leader. Today, I welcome Ofra Kalechstain, CEO of Matics. Ofra has been the CEO of Matics since 2019, where she previously served as the company's CTO. Prior to Matics, Ofra was the Vice President of Product Development at Paradigm, a globally distributed organization where, for over 26 years, she led the product development business unit, overseeing an annual budget of $45 million. Ofra has been instrumental in growing Matics and instilling a culture of competitive excellence throughout the organization. Together with the rest of the Matics team, she has helped build a resilient and durable organization which has and can continue to withstand change and, in fact, thrives on change. Kalechstain holds a bachelor's in science degree in electrical engineering and computer science from the Israeli Institute of Technology, Technion. Since 2015, she's also been an active investor in tech startups, leading several companies to financial growth and successful product delivery. Welcome, Ofra. Great to have you on the show today.
Hi, Joseph. Good to be here.
So, can you tell me a little bit about the Matics journey? How it came to be, how you came to be with Matics. Leading up to this interview, what's happened?
Industry 4 started in 2015, and it was a fascinating subject, yes, because from looking at the market, it was very clear that there is a need. A need is the basic stuff for a lot of new ideas. Yes? And the need came from the fact that most of the mid-sized market, they were still managing their production floor in pen and paper. They couldn't afford themselves basically to buy the MES system that the big organization used to buy, yes, because it was too expensive. It was hundreds of thousands in dollars, and it requires a lot of people. So basically what they have done, they focus on their ERP solution, and the production floor was being managed with pen and paper. And even today, last month, we have conducted an interview with hundreds of factories in Western Europe. And from this analysis, we saw that just 13% of the mid-sized market, they have a solution of the production floor. So there is a clear for a need, yes, because people need to improve their production efficiency and they need to advance the new methodology of managing the production floor. On the other hand, this is just one aspect of the equation, because if you want to establish something or to invest in something, you need to know that you have a solution, an appropriate solution for the need. This is something with the reduction of cost of IoT, with having a cloud solution, that suddenly you don't need to have a big IT organization and you don't need to invest in computer. You can buy a service. You can pay for rental. You don't need to put investment of hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's become possible for the mid-sized market to have a fantastic solution and to play in the level ground of the big one. And that was fascinate us, and we decided to go in this journey, yes, and to start to develop a company around this concept of having a tool that will allow the mid-sized market to manage their production efficiency and to manage their production operation, mainly, it's better to say, from remote in the most modern and advanced way. That was what was behind it.
Well, that's it's amazing that you recognize it. Industry 4.0 is only 5 years old then, right? I mean,
no, it's more. From the time it's more. And this is another very important point, that there is a lot of encouragement from government, from the Germany government, from the US, to invest in modernizing factory in order not to lose them, because everybody understands that all the factories that will stay behind will not be able to sustain. Yeah. So there is a big push from upper management, from government to do it. I must tell you that we started in 2015 to look at this area because we were free from our previous journey in 2050, but Industry 4 started a little bit before. Yeah, okay. So that was the idea.
So how did you come up with the name Matics?
You know, one of our investors is coming from the advertising agency, you know, and he's very good with name. So he offered us the name of Matics, coming stand for manufacturing analytics. And we really liked it. It's a short name and people can remember the name. But manufacturing analytics today, understand this is just one part of what we are doing. Because if you look at what we are doing, I think what better describe us is real-time operation intelligence, which also has the element of manufacturing analytics, but much more than that, because we are trying to give our customers not just the analysis of the data in real time, we are trying to give them a platform to manage the factory. And in order to manage your factory in an interactive manner from remote, you need to have more things than just analysis of data. Things like communication, things like task management, and many more things like knowledge capturing. So I think that the name's still nice, but it stands just for a part of what we are doing. That's the reality.
Yeah, but it's a really cool name. I mean, you know, that's why I asked the question, you know, manufacturing analytics, Matics. That makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. And it's very descriptive for what you do. Now, if I'm a business owner, you know, I own these plants all over the world. What are some of the symptoms? What are some of the telltales? What are some of the signs that I might see or feel that might cause me to think about your application and the benefits that you bring to the table?
Basically, if you are still managing your production floor with pen and paper, yes. So definitely you already heard about Industry 4 and about digitization of production floor, and everybody knows about it. So that's not the issue. So you need to look for a solution. Now, in reality, everything is being translated to production efficiency and bottom line, yes. And the reason behind production efficiency, which you know that in the industry, people are claiming that the average production efficiency is around 50%. It means that a lot of the money that you invested in machine and people, you are not maximizing.
Right.
And that's why people need to do something about it. And the reason behind production efficiency, which is low, could be very different from machine availability and downtime, to large material waste, to low rate of production, and many other things. But when you're doing a really drill down to trying to understand what is the source of the production failure, you see that just 20% of it are coming from machine. All the other 70%, they're human related. And human related could be related to mistakes, lack of training, lack of right procedural in place, planning that need to be much better. So it means that people within the production floor, that was our vision, that you need to help people more than you need to help machine. You need to collect information from machine, but you need to develop technology to help people to do their job better in real time. And that's the whole philosophy behind our system, is putting the people in the center and try to empower them in order for them to do a better job in real time, because we see that they are related to 70% of the source of the production failure. And we are also connecting to machine in order to provide the information about the machine to the people to come to the right decision. So that's the logic.
Okay. So one of the things that you mentioned there that really caught my attention is that, you know, without a system such as yours, people on the production floor, on the shop floor, were actually logging their time manually on pieces of paper, and then afterwards reporting out the activity. And the person making the decisions, the manager, you know, there might be a delay of, you know, could be days, it could be a week before they actually see that their production was not in a state of health. Okay. And by that time, it's really too hard, or if not impossible, to take corrective actions. And you're really then always looking to the future to make it up in some future activity, instead of being able to react to you know, suboptimal performance at the time it's happening.
You're completely right, Joseph, that what used to happen, that all the mid-sized factory, they completely understood that they need data. So it's not that they were managing the information on a pen and a paper or Excel spreadsheet, and they were not collecting the data, but the data was being collected manually. And first of all, there is accuracy problem when you are collecting data manually and you are not doing it in a systematic manner in a digital fashion. That's the first thing. But the second one is that you needed to allocate resources to it. Then you needed to go and start to collect the information. And then you needed to have a meeting to start to review. And what's the benefit of it? It's just learning about trend and general direction. You want to improve your production efficiency now. And today with the technology that exists, you can use the computer to help you, to be your personal assistant, to try to focus you, to try to give you the information, to show you exactly what happened within the production floor, even better than being in the production floor. So what we are trying all the time is not just to give you the data and not just to give you the information, but to try to give you the conclusion, the results, what you need to do. So pay attention. Here you have a performance which is much worse than last month's performance. So maybe something is going wrong here. Send a technician, check something. So because this is really, really challenging, and that was really what was so fascinating for us, how to try to use technology to help people to do better job and to secure their job. Because in a way they are securing their job because the production efficiency will go up, the bottom number will be up, and they will have job.
Right. So your application, what industries are best fits for the Matics manager application?
You know, we're supporting different industry. I will give you just a few examples. First of all, we are very strong at plastic and rubber. Yes, and you know this plastic and rubber is serving many industries, yes, from automotive to many others that I don't need to mention. We are dealing with factories that process metal and CNC. Yes. In addition, we are very strong at packaging, yes, which serve a lot food packaging and transportation and everything else. So this is our main focus, I would say, yes.
So can you share with the audience, you know, maybe a case study, a before and after of one of your clients?
Yes, definitely. I will give you one interesting example. This is we have this case study in our website. So if the audience would like to go in more detail, they can read it there. But this is about the Arcal Automotive. You know, in the automotive industry, the factory, the supplier, need to work in just-in-time methodology. It means that they need to have manufacturing facility near the assembly line of their clients. So even if you are a mid-sized company, suddenly you find yourself in a situation that you are managing globally manufacturing sites, which are not big, but all over the world. And really the challenge is how to manage it. Because if you are going to have problem with one of the sites, you're going to be damaged all over because people will not, you know, the client is a global client. They will not take from you anything anymore. So it's very important for them to guarantee that they are meeting the, you know, the quality and the standard of their clients all over the world. And this is by managing people from remote, from different culture. And Arcal was exactly in this situation. They were managing a factory. They used to get report by the end of the week from the local manager with all the information. And they wanted to have something which is standard. So they started to use us. They installed our solution in one of their plants and later on all over the world. And now, basically, they can see, first of all, they got a reality check. Because after connecting the system and getting the information digitally from the machine, they saw that the OEE number that they thought that they are having was much lower. And it gave them a good motivation, basically, to improve it. And their performance right now is really where it should be. So the system was a way to facilitate improvement, yes, within the overall organization. So they started, you know, using the system. The first site was in the US, and then they moved to China, to Spain, to Germany. So it's basically all over. And today they are so happy with the system. Try to imagine after, the COVID, they don't need to fly. In the past, they reduced their flight, but now you can manage all this factory without having to fly there, and you see every minute what's going on. And you can compare the performance of one side to the other side because they're producing everywhere the same equipment, yes, because it's the same clients at the end of the day. So it's learning from the best practice of one side. It's endless benefit in endless direction, yes, from production efficiency to culture of the organization. But really, I want to explain something. This is something that the upper management should take upon themselves, yes? The system is just a facilitator to provide you the information, to explain you exactly how do you perform, to show you the area that require improvement. But at the end of the day, it's the people that need to improve. So this is about empowerment of people and providing information to people.
Right. So I got two things out of that. I got the first thing is that before they implemented your system, they were basically driving down the road by looking in the rearview mirror. That's the first thing that I got. Instead of looking out the windshield, they're looking down in the rearview mirror. The second thing I got is, they could almost pay for your system by reducing the travel budget necessary by doing it the old way. And if they don't have to travel, I mean, think about it. I mean, travel budgets are big. You got airfare.
It's more than the
hotels.
travel. You're right. You're right that this is a travel, but this is a continuous management. For me, this is the most critical point. It's not about managing by the end of the shift. It's not about managing being there. It's about seeing the data 24/7. So if something goes wrong in China right now, and the statistical behavior of the machine is different than the history, you can get a notification about it if you're responsible for this. So this is completely new way of managing. And I must tell you, this is for me the essence of Industry 4, is to try to help. And more will come because this is just at the beginning. We didn't go into the direction of smart notification. As you are serving the clients more and more, you are collecting more data, and your notification, your ability to give him a smart notification, is much better because you already know the statistical behavior and his, way of working.
Yeah. So I think that, I think we should show the people the system. What do you think?
Fantastic idea. Let's do it. But,
All right.
We will show you just one aspect of the system because the system is really, really big. And as I mentioned before, we have dedicated application per persona within the production floor because we are trying to empower every persona within the production floor. So we'll see today just the manager application, which is one part of the system. So
you're just going to show the audience one piece of a suite of offerings.
Super one small piece. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah, look forward to seeing this. Let's cut over to the presentation.
Okay, so this is the Matics manager application, and this is the first screen when you launch the application. I'm going to press the button on my factory 1 and to drill down to see the status of the factory. The screen that I see here basically shows me that the factory has two departments, the injection department and the assembly department. Now I'm going to expand and drill down into the department. And what I see here is a circle that represents the machine within this specific department. The color of the machine basically represents the status of the machine. So the question, how do we know the status of the machine? We know it because we connect our solution to the machines. So we are collecting information from machines, and we have different tactics about how to collect this data. Now, you don't need to remember the color of every status here. If you're going to press on the legend, you will see the color, and it will explain you exactly the status of the machine. The green one means that the machine is working. The information that you see inside the circle represent, for example, in this specific example, is the cycle time that the machine is working on. Now, if I would like to drill down and to see more information about the machine, here I can see information coming from your ERP system, because Matics connect into the ERP system on one hand and connect to the machine on the other hand. So in the upper part, you see the cycle time, and you can see the minimum of the maximum of the cycle time designed within the ERP. That was your model when starting to implement this product. What you see with the green one is the actual cycle time. Below, you see the job progress, how much you have produced compared to how much you were supposed to produce. And in the bottom part, all the information is related to information coming from the ERP and giving you information in real time, how many units you produce up until now, how many you are supposed to produce. You can add here picture and sketches and additional information. So this is just showing you the department and drill down into the machine. If I would like to see more machine, I can just take it to the right, yes, and to see all the different machines within the department. For example, looking at M4, here what I see that I'm behind schedule. The yellow one show me that I produced by now 6.92, and I was supposed to produce 11.8K units. So I'm behind schedule. And I can look at the detail of what I'm producing here. Now, if I want to go back, and as a manager, I would like to see not just what is happening right now within the production floor, but I would like to see more what happens since the beginning of the shift within the production floor. So I will go to another view, which is the shift view. And here, I will open and drill down into the specific department. And I can see basically the machine diaries since the beginning of the shift. So as a manager, very easily I can focus on the most problematic machines. And I want to drill down and to understand the behavior of the machine. So I can press on the machine and it will take me to a full diary of what happened to the machines since the beginning of the shift. This is really a detailed information about the activity on this specific machine since the beginning of the shift. Coming back to the view of the department, as a manager, I would like to see more information to try to compare my result to previous shift. So I can scroll it back to previous shift and to start to compare the result of this specific shift to previous shift. Yes, I will take, for example, a shift from last week, and I will try to compare the result of the behavior of the machine right now and the behavior of the machine last week, just to get sense of feeling about the pattern of the machine. Up until now, what I show you, Joseph, is a different view which are related to the machine, basically to the asset and the job. But I would like also to give you, as a manager, a fast view of the overall progress of your job within the production floor, to know in which order you are behind schedule. And this is a very nice view that shows you all the machine, and on every machine, you have the progress of the job, and you can see the number that you have produced compared to the number that you were supposed to produce. So if I'm looking at M4, I can see very fast that I'm behind schedule. If I'm going down, the same I see in the assembly department that I'm having a problem. So this is giving me everything that we are trying to do is to focus manager to look at the area that they need to focus their attention in order to help and streamline the job. So basically, in such a case, we can drill down to the machine and start to look what happened to the machine since the beginning of the shift. And you see that there is a long list of stop events that happened since the beginning of the shift. And then you can start and talk to the technician. Basically, you can allocate a task to a technician to do something with it. Or you can call a technician, yes, and basically ask him to go there. All your job could be managed, all your tasks could be managed from one place. So it's very easy to see exactly all the tasks that you have allocated to the different people. The red line will show you that they are behind schedule. And if you want, you can start and chat with them, yes, to try to ask them why, basically, they are behind schedule. Now, I would like to show you a different view. What I show you up until now was information about what's happening right now within the production floor. What's the status of the machine, what happened since the beginning of the shift, and what happened to the production progress. Now I would like to show you that you can also get some analysis of a period of time and to learn about the trends of what's going on within your production floor. And here you have a long list of questions that you can start to look for answer along a certain period of time. So I can look for a question which are related to production efficiency, and then I can press and I will get the information. Now, looking at this example, I can show you that, for example, if I'm going to organize for me, like in Instagram style, stories, I can go to analyze, to have like a short story of all the analysis of the behavior of the department in the last 14 days, for example. And then I see, this is the kind of question that I've organized to myself as a story, and then I can drill down and see in much more detail what happened within my factory. Where did I lose my production time efficiency? This is just trying to show you, very fast, a glimpse of our application. Yes, we can continue and continue, but I think it gives you some sense of feeling about the personal assistant that we are trying to give to managers.
So Ofra, this is, really impressive technology. And, I'm looking at obviously a mobile app interface. So that tells me that, the manager does not have to be at the plant site when they're, managing their equipment. Is that correct?
Yes, you are right. That's the whole purpose. We are trying to give the various persona within the production floor to have a dedicated application for their needs in order to do their job from remote and in real time. The emphasis is remote and real time. So they can see 24/7 what's going on with their production floor, if it's basically they are in the factory or outside the factory.
So theoretically, I could be on vacation in Mauritius and still monitor the health of my plants. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay,
and I can tell you that many of our clients, they have global presence. Basically, they have factory around the globe. So now they don't need to fly so much. They can see 24/7 what happened within the production floor in China, Germany, US, and many more places.
And I also saw that you're capturing, reason codes and whatnot for, atypical events. When a machine is down, the remote manager can actually see why that machine was down.
Yes, all the time the idea is to try to provide, because the production floor is full of action. Many things are happening within the production floor. And the idea is to try to expose to the manager the most important thing that requires attention. So for example, stop reason, this is something that the operator reports in his dedicated application, because we develop a dedicated application to the operator, which is located near the machine. So all the report reasons are being collected either automatically from the machine or by the operator. And as a manager, you can see exactly what happened there. And you can call a technician and you can communicate with your other colleagues to try to consult why certain phenomena is happening. So yes, all the idea of Matics is being real-time operational intelligence system, is to provide you the information wherever you are, the most important information that will result in some action that will improve in real time your performance. That's the idea.
Yeah. And it's getting its data, if I heard you correctly, it's getting its data either directly from the machine through existing PLCs that might exist on the machine, or in reporting production to an ERP system, or both?
Basically, we are collecting data from various sources. The first one is the machine. Yes, we have different tactics to connect to the machine. So that's the first things that we are doing. In addition, we are collecting information from the ERP system, which is really, really important for us. And we are doing it from the first day because you are getting all the production context from the ERP system. So that's another very important source of information from us. And the last one is the people, because people in the production floor, they know something, they saw something. So we are giving them the possibility because we develop for them dedicated application, which is very accessible to them and easy to use. So they are also injecting information into the system for all other colleagues to see and react. So this is a kind of collaborative environment with dedicated application designed for certain persona in order to make the team to operate better in real time. Basically, what we are trying to give them is the possibility to win the shift. Yes, they have some target, and we would like to help them when they still can change, when it still matters, and not to do a post-mortem analysis and BI and trend analysis to what happened in previous shift. That's important, but it's not enough.
Right. Well, thank you very much for giving us a tour of the Matics manager application. It's been a very, very interesting display of technology, and I'm sure that there's many manufacturers that can benefit from its use. Thank you again, Ofra, for giving us that tour of the fascinating application, the Matics manager application. And if somebody wanted to get in touch with you, how would they do that to learn more?
The best is via matics.live. We have a very rich website with a lot of material and information. So come and visit us and connect us via the website.
Awesome. So that's matics.live, MATICS.LIVE. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you. It was nice talking to you.
Likewise. Take care.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to State of Readiness. You can discover more episodes and learn about the book written by Joseph Paris of the same title at www.state-of-readiness.com. You can learn more about Joseph Paris at www.josephparis.me/card.